Hi, my name is Daniel and I am the leader of this group. Our research study is entitled Mahirap Pero Kinaya, the Experiences of Student Researchers on How They Accomplished the Research Study. We all know that research has a huge contribution in our society. Without research, we wouldn't be able to discover the things that exist today. Research can be fun, but it is also a challenging thing to do, especially for students like me. This study is about the experiences of student researchers and how they accomplished the research study. According to Jacob and Nielsen, many students have their difficulties on doing research because researchers have very little or few knowledge to find details. Student researchers lack on these aspects, so they struggle with the research study. The purpose of this study is to identify the different experiences of student researchers while conducting the research. Since the authors of this study are also researchers, the researchers want to know the experiences of past researchers while conducting the research and how do they accomplish the research study. This study can be a benefit to many people for it gives wide and deep knowledge about the common experiences of student researchers. This study can be a guide to a lot of people, especially to other student researchers as well as to future researchers. The researchers include the experiences of student researchers towards accomplishing the research study to know what are their struggles, failures, rejections, and achievements. The experiences of the past researchers will vary depending on the topic they chose and how the research was conducted. Since the researchers wanted to know about the experiences of student researchers and how do they accomplish the research study, the researchers formulated these problems. Number one, what are the experiences of student researchers in doing the research study? Number two, how do student researchers accomplish the research study? The study limits its coverage on the experiences of student researchers on how they accomplished the research study. Generally, 5 respondents will be selected and will undergo a one-on-one interview with the researcher. The researchers will utilize qualitative research method and semi-structured interview as a tool to gather data. Generally, there will be 5 questions that the researchers provided for the participants. For the clarity and accuracy of the interview, the English-designed interview guide will be translated to the participants' mother tongue, which is Filipino language. Purposive sampling technique is the technique that will be utilized by the researchers as it relies on the researcher's personal judgment when selecting the members of the population. For the population, it will be the purposely selected 5 grade 12 STEM students of the Gracia Academy. The researchers will rely on the academic performance of the participants. The researchers relied on the academic performance and the research experience of the participants. The participants include Kenneth De La Peña, the president of Supreme Student Council and the top 1 overall of grade 12, and Samson, a member of DGA Movers and an awardee. Cherbin Presa, the vice president of Supreme Student Council and also an awardee for his excellence on mathematics and science. Jaya Ponla, an excellent student of the Gracia Academy who competes for the school. Lastly, Kay Lambino, the treasurer of Supreme Student Council and also a student who represents the school by competing. For your data analysis, The researchers will utilize thematic analysis as a way to analyze the data that will be gathered. Thematic analysis is a good approach to qualitative research since it finds out people's opinions, knowledge, values, and experiences. This type of analysis sorts data easily and it is suited in this study. For the clearer interpretation of data gathered, the researchers will follow the 5 common steps of thematic analysis. Number 1 is familiarization with the data. To be more familiarized to the data gathered, the researchers will do the read and reread process until they come up with the initial idea. Number 2 is coding. For the data to be organized, the researchers will use codes to bring out the meaning of the data that the respondents will give. 3. Generating themes. The researchers will examine the codes and collated data to determine important broad patterns of meaning. To create themes and sub-themes, the researchers will sort the data relevant to each other. Fourth is defining and naming themes. Defining and naming themes will develop a detailed analysis of each theme, and this will determine the background of the themes. Fifth is writing up. The last step of the process, which involved the finalizing of data analysis to write the final report. First, the researchers will give a brief introduction about the study. Next is for the methodology. The researchers will discuss how they gathered data and how they utilized thematic analysis in the study. Finally, in conclusion, the researchers will provide answers and evidences to their research questions.